To the human eye, the physical world appears as a sea of swirling variables, a chaotic rush where cause and effect seem lost in the noise. The Qur'an addresses this perceived randomness by introducing Al-Ghayb, the system of the unseen. This system encompasses the specific architecture of how Allah runs the universe through processes that remain entirely hidden from human sight. This framework replaces the concept of angels as independent mystical beings with a different reality. They are executors that lack personal agency or the capacity for rebellion. Through this lens, angels function as an invisible administration, a metaphysical network that ensures every divine command is carried out with absolute precision. Analyzing angelology as a systems architecture allows us to move past vague descriptions and look at the actual mechanics of universal governance. We will map the 7 operational domains of this network, tracing the flow of power from its source to its impact on our physical world. This model relies on 3 tiers: Allah as the command source, the angels as the execution network, and the universe as the affected system. While human systems often rely on the Dajjal's tools of control and illusion, the angelic system represents the objective, underlying governance of all reality. Grasping this specific blueprint provides the necessary context for the reality of daily human existence. The primary unit of this administration is the Malaika. To understand how they function, we have to look at their structural properties. Authentic hadith describe their origin as pure light, distinguishing them from the physical clay of humans or the fire of the jinn. Their internal protocol is defined by absolute obedience. As the Qur'an states in Surah At-Tahrim, they do not disobey any command they receive. The system is designed without ego, the capacity for rebellion, or the possibility of sin. This contrasts with the human experience, where free will introduces the constant potential for error. These inherent limitations are the very things that prevent corruption or delay within the unseen administration. Because angels entirely lack personal decision-making power, they always act as the flawless executors required for this universal governance. Beyond their individual nature, we can see how these executors are organized into massive, macro-scale environments. The first is the execution system, responsible for managing universal physical infrastructure. This network handles the routing of rain, wind patterns, and the precise distribution of risk or sustenance across the planet. Theologically, these angels are workers carrying out commands. They possess no independent power over the natural forces they manage. Concurrent to physical management is the Wahi system, which facilitates communication between the divine command and our reality. Through this system, the angel Jibril delivered the Qur'an, providing the data necessary for human guidance. These 2 macro systems provide the physical survival and spiritual data required for the world to function. The scale of this administration extends all the way down to the individual level. Every person is monitored by the surveillance system, a mechanism of pure divine accountability. The Qur'an identifies these executors as noble recorders, whose sole task is to log human activity. Every spoken word, every physical action, and even hidden intentions are logged with total fidelity. Surrounding this is the protection system. This functions as an invisible security detail, positioning angels before and behind the individual to guard against harm. This shield operates continuously until a specific divine decree commands it to stand down, allowing a predetermined event to occur. In moments of critical conflict, the battle and support system activates, providing reinforcement as seen during the Battle of Badr. No human is truly isolated. We each exist at the center of a dense, multi-layered angelic network. This network follows the individual to the end of their physical life cycle. Here, the administration activates the death system. Death is a scheduled angelic operation, where an executor is dispatched to extract the soul from the physical frame. This process marks the transition from the dunya into barzakh, the unseen phase of waiting. Finally, the timeline leads to justice enforcement. The Zabanya, or angels of punishment, execute their commands without personal mercy, functioning as the terminal arm of divine justice. These terminal systems close the loop of existence. ensuring that every action logged by the surveillance network receives its final response. Looking at the entire architecture, the flow of governance becomes clear. Allah remains the absolute command source at the top. The angels form the execution network, translating divine will into action without error. Beneath them is the affected system, humanity and physical nature. Every transition, from the recording of a deed to the extraction of a soul, is part of this seamless metaphysical flow. Because this is an execution network, these beings possess no divinity of their own. This reinforces Tawheed, the absolute oneness of the command source. The daily experience of accidents and chaos is an illusion. Beneath the surface is a reality of calculated administration. Your daily protection, the distribution of your food, and logging your every word are being processed at this very moment by a zero-latency network. Recognizing the Nizam Al-Ghayb replaces the fear of a random universe with a deep trust in the flawless governance of Allah.